Unpack My Biases with Me. This is a series in which we unpack our biases in which we have been socialized or grew up with or were influenced by the media, books, or anything that was readily available um, while growing up. I mean, 30 years, so many biases, so many things, so many places that I have yet to see. However, I am visiting them and seeing them firsthand through an experience in which is unforgettable like no other. But with me, I have is Keith.
สวัสดีครับ
Oh, I love that. Yes. Okay, so we are. Where are we?
We are in veganery.
Eh, yes, but it's inside of. I mean, We're in Thailand.
We're in Bangkok.
We're in Bangkok. Yes. Okay. So how do you say thank you?
ขอบคุณครับ
Oh, I love that. Kopkum Krab. So I think that was one of the first things that I noticed here in Bangkok is the fact that there's like different like social cues, mannerisms, and overall like just the culture. Like I think, and that's what I really like just got inspired to make this video is because like what you see is like Muay Thai. I mean, at least for me, like I think I heard of Muay Thai like a couple of years ago. But from what I know from Bangkok, the first time that it came on media was from the movie The Hangover,
Which is not a good representation.
which is definitely not a good representation. So okay, we got scones. Well, he got scones. He got scones. I thought they bought two, but they're both for him, not not for. So I'm gonna let him eat while I talk about. I watched The Hangover, and that was like my first time like realizing Bangkok existed. But then even more than that, I would say that when I researched, I believe it was human or sex trafficking. Thailand was one of those places that specifically the coastal parts were large areas of people that were just being coerced and a part of this nefarious, lucrative, multi-billion-dollar industry, and mostly like white men, mostly tourists from across the world that would come, and then they showed like ladyboys as well. And to me, like I had never known about that. I think it was like just I want to say it was just information that I glossed over. It was interesting, excuse me, but I believe I was in high school, so that's when I first like heard about it. And then and I've never been to Asia though, and so I think across Asia in like the Hispanic Latinx communities, a lot of it is like they'll say that any type of Asian person is like chinito or chinita, and that's so incredibly like racist, and also it just like it what's the word, it dismisses it's ignorant, but it dismisses like every other culture, and outside of just China. And I think because even growing up in the Southwest, or even for my family, like the only connection they've ever had to Asia is through food, and I think food does cross cultural barriers and social barriers. And so like they had China restaurants, like buffets mainly speaking, where we're from. So that is one of the ways in which it's like limited, but also like when you take that limitation and that's the only representation that you have, then that becomes the whole identity, which is so
reductive.
Yeah, reductive. There you go. And I think that because of that, it's harmful. Because there's so much more diversity and resilience among other communities. And granted, like coming here, this is such a resilient, like I wouldn't even say decolonial, like uncolonized.
Decolonized.
Well, it's never been colonized. country in the world. So it's like one of those few countries that exists. And to imagine that is to imagine like a future and a possibility without a glass ceiling. And I think that is something
An
so
uncapped potential.
an uncapped potential. Yeah, something so beautiful that they have been able to, the Thai people have been able to really take into their own hands in their in matters of the way in which they want to follow that representation, even though you are unable to control like what the media says or does, but like that's where you uncover your own, right, by coming here. So I think that another bias that I have is like the infrastructure and the public transportation. There is so it's
Modern and
modern, safe. I literally like I'm walking out here and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's so safe. Like I could just be and I think one of the things that they believe in also is like no rush, just like being in the present, like being comfortable, and all of that does like I see it. Granted, I'm in the city, so I don't know everything, right? But like I'm trying, and I think one of the ways in which my Western mindset in which I was socialized is like you have to do, you have to do, you have to do, you have to be productive. So being here is such a fresh breath of air because I'm like I can relax, I can breathe, I can listen to the rain. Like, would you say you feel like that too, or
Yeah, I feel
different?
like it's a slower. It's a slower pace of life, and it's about enjoying life to the fullest. And there's definitely more of like an appreciation for the small things in Thailand, which we definitely experienced.
I know, and I think like also like veganism here. So far from the countries that I visited, no one does veganism like
Yeah,
Thailand. Like
yeah.
it's so good. Like we're going to same place tomorrow, and it's a must because the food is so delicious. Which brings me to the other segment about food. Like pad thai is what I know, but then Keith just taught me that pad thai is not even Thai.
Pad Thai is a dish created for Westerners, so there's more. There's more below the iceberg in terms of so much more food options, Thai food options.
Incredible. So that's something that I learned. Like, I did like their papaya salad.
Oh, some tone.
So good, so good. Like there's some and Thai tea. Oh, I have to research actually. Like even now that I'm still learning, I'm like a lot of these things that I love, I'm still learning more about. And let's see, mango sticky rice. Like some of the limited like connections that I've had to Thai, like for Thai people, Thai culture. I think begins with food. And like Thai tea, Thai boba. Oh my god, there was a local spot called Snow in Arizona. It was so good. And I think even in New York, like if I were to want to learn up more about Thai, I would have to like go to Queens or something. But like the representation, I would say is, like not where I feel like less than where it should be because the culture is so rich. But being here,
Colorful, flavorful.
it's colorful. That's another thing. Yeah, it's so colorful here. I think I'm just stunned by even now that we're here during Pride. It's so bright and they embrace it.
Vibrant.
The vibrancy. Yeah, I just love that. But so another. Let's see. One last thing to unpack about being here. I'm trying to think.
The gender policing.
The gender policing. Well, okay, that's a whole different topic because the gender policing. So, okay, talk about your experience because that's where we'll talk.
So we were at the Grand Palace and we were going to the restroom, and there was a bathroom attendant, and they were literally doing gender policing. So they would look at the person and they would be like, man, lady, and they would direct them to the bathroom. So very much like imposing gender stereotypes and gender constructs onto people. So that was a little bit shocking and jarring to see. I've never seen something like that before, but again, we've probably seen examples of like that in many cultures.
Yeah, like that's so different. I think, especially where going back to the topic of ladyboys, I'm like, and that's one of the museums in which we wanted to go to, but for whatever reason, two of them have been permanently closed. I would say that speaks about this other third gender, if you will. Well, sometimes it's like gender is a social construct, so it's like this being or this entity or this like divine spiritual essence, right? And we want to learn more about that, but it seems like my purpose is hopefully I can meet somebody, talk to them about it, and get to know their experience, see how they're perceived, and really be able to just learn. And because I seek to understand and I seek to know and do and act, because when you know better, you do better. So um, stay tuned for that, and I'm excited. Yeah, any last words? Any advice for people that want to visit Thailand?
I would say Thailand is actually a really good country to visit as a beginner traveler. It's very welcoming, inclusive. The people are very friendly and warm, and so I definitely recommend it as one of the first places to go if you're visiting Southeast Asia or Asia in general.
Yes. All right, moi.